If you think this is just another quiet spring training afternoon in Dunedin, then you're not really watching. Because when Jose Berrios takes the mound for the first time since September 24th, and at the very same moment serious conversations are happening behind closed doors about Max Scherzer inside the walls of the Rogers Center, this stops being exhibition baseball. This becomes internal competition. It becomes messaging. It becomes hierarchy. And if you live this team the way real fans do, the kind who remember pitch counts from October and still feel that hollow pause after the final out, go ahead and hit like right now, not for the algorithm, but because this is real talk. This is the Blue Jays report, and here we follow every decision as if it echoes through the season, because often, it does. Monday afternoon, 1 o'clock Eastern, spring training against the New York Mets, and number 17 is back on the mound for the Toronto Blue Jays. No smoke, no mystery. Hazel May confirmed it. This is the first time Jose Berrios has pitched for Toronto since that late September night when the season was already leaning toward its most painful chapter. And make no mistake, this is not just another tune-up start. This is a public test of trust. A test of memory. And above all, a leadership test inside a clubhouse that felt his absence at the most delicate moment imaginable. Berrios is 31 years old. He's not a prospect. He's not a young arm learning the league. He's a veteran who logged a 4.17 ERA over 166 innings in 2025, making 31 starts. It was his lightest workload since 2017, excluding the shortened 2020 season. 4 years before that, he was metronomic, 32 starts, season after season, like a Swiss watch that never lost time. Last year disrupted that rhythm, and that's where the human side of this story steps forward. He arrived at camp and apologized to his teammates. He didn't hide behind vague language. He called it a bad decision. Those words matter. That's not public relations Polish, that's weight. That's accountability. And while Berrios is standing on a mound in Florida trying to reassert himself, another presence looms just out of frame. Inside the Rogers Center, talks with Max Scherzer have grown more serious. This isn't social media noise. Ben Nicholson-Smith of Sportsnet reported that negotiations picked up over the past week. Nothing signed, nothing final, but very real discussions about a one-year deal. Scherzer is 41, a three-time Cy Young winner, a competitor so intense he once yelled at his own manager in the middle of a playoff game because he wanted the ball for one more inning. Put that personality next to Berrios' quiet attempt at redemption and tell me there isn't tension there. That's not depth. That's a message. The current rotation isn't thin. Kevin Gausman, Dylan Cease, Trey Yancey, Jose Berrios, Cody Ponce, Eric Lauer. Shane Bieber is expected to begin the season on the injured list, but this is still a solid group. Solid, though, is not the same as dominant in October. And that distinction is everything for a team that was 9 outs away from a title. Scherzer's 2025 regular season numbers don't sparkle. 17 starts. A 5.19 ERA over 85 innings. 82 strikeouts. That's not vintage Mad Maximum. But October tells a different story. In the ALCS, he went into the 6th inning, allowing just 2 earned runs, and left the mound furious that he was being pulled. In the World Series, he started twice, including Game 7, allowing 1 run over 4 1/3 innings. If the bullpen holds that night, that start becomes folklore. You can critique his regular season decline, but you cannot deny his pulse when the stakes rise. So what matters more right now for this organization? Stable production from April through September, or a proven ability to breathe under October pressure? That question isn't technical, it's cultural. Berrios has been the steady one for years, the pitcher you pencil in every 5th day without thinking. But his injury and absence during the World Series linger. Fans don't forget that. They talk about it quietly, over drinks, like an unresolved argument. And now consider the symbolism layered into this start. If Bo Bichette makes the trip with New York, this could be the first time he faces Toronto since signing with the Mets. Spring training games are usually about mechanics. On this day, it's about narrative. Berrios on the mound, possibly facing a former teammate, while a fanbase decides whether forgiveness has already happened or whether October's ache still hums. Meanwhile, The front office is weighing a one-year commitment to Scherzer. 1 year that screams urgency. This isn't a rebuild move. This isn't about long-term comfort. This is about saying, we've been there, and we want back. But adding Scherzer also sends another signal. It says depth isn't optional. It says we're not placing all our trust on one rebound story. Imagine the scenarios. If Scherzer signs, someone's role shifts. Someone becomes a swingman. Someone feels the squeeze. That's not just strategy, that's psychology. For a 31-year-old veteran like Berrios, knowing the organization is actively courting a 41-year-old future Hall of Famer who just proved he can still perform in October adds pressure whether anyone admits it or not. And let's be clear, a 4.17 ERA over 166 innings isn't a disaster. It won't sink a team. But it won't carry one either. Scherzer's 5.19 ERA looks worse, but it came in a smaller sample, and his postseason erased some of that doubt. Fans want two things at once, even if they rarely say it cleanly. They want stability for 6 months and steel for October. Historically, Berrios gives you stability. Scherzer has shown he still has steel. The likely plan with Scherzer, if he signs, is patience. A gradual build. May be ready by late April or May. That means the early season leans heavily on Gausman, Cease, and yes, Berrios. Which is why Monday's start matters. If Berrios attacks the zone, shows tempo, looks decisive, the conversation softens. If he looks tentative, the noise grows. There's another layer here that shouldn't be ignored. Berrios apologized. That's rare in a major league clubhouse. Some fans see that as leadership. Others see it as words that need results. Scherzer doesn't apologize for intensity. He brings it like a storm and expects everyone else to brace themselves. Bringing him back isn't just adding innings, it's adding a personality that raises standards and sometimes friction. Strong personalities can lift a team. They can also test it. Gausman is a leader. Cease is established. Berrios is proud. Introducing Scherzer shifts gravity in the room. But contenders aren't built on comfort. They're built on edge. From a practical standpoint, a one-year Scherzer deal allows flexibility. A 6-man rotation early. Creative workload management. Protection after a season that stretched deep into November. It all suggests the same thing. This front office is thinking about October before the first pitch of April. That mindset only comes from regret. Reaching the World Series and not finishing the job changes how you see risk. It makes you less afraid of redundancy and more afraid of being unprepared. Health, depth, intensity. Those were the variables that slipped last year, and now they're being addressed loudly. So here's the real question for you. If Berrios delivers a strong, consistent season, 30-plus starts, sharper command, do you still want Scherzer? Or is this move smart regardless, a form of healthy paranoia that separates contenders from hopefuls? Average teams assume things will work out. Teams that have tasted the final stage build backups for their backups. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Does Jose Berrios deserve full trust after how 2025 ended? Or are the Max Scherzer negotiations exactly the aggressive edge this team needs to get back and finish the job? Like the video, share it with the fan who still replays October in their head, and subscribe to the Blue Jays Report, because this debate is only just beginning.